YouTube universe. What is going on, all my hitmen and Harley Quinns? You know who it is. It's your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist with an attitude, Hitman Thornton for Raw Reaction T. Fizzle. What's going on, peoples? Yes, I know. Blah, blah, blah. It's been a while. I just got a lot going on. Some things I was going through. So, but I'm back, especially to do this review. Huh? Because I missed last season because had stuff going on, crazy busy. But I'm not going to miss this season whatsoever. Love me some Mandalorian. Love me some Mandalorian. You know what I mean? You know, instead of doing the whole rundown of the first season, all I'm going to say is 2 words. Awesome. Badass. That's it. Maybe 3 words. Phenomenal. You know what I mean? What I love about The Mandalorian, first of all, I just want to say, one of my kids, you've seen her on my channel before, Kelsey Galaxy, big Mandalorian fan. Matter of fact, I think she's a Mandalorian because she loves the Mandalorian. She worships them. Okay, got to get her on here one time when I'm doing one of the reviews. But what I like about the Mandalorian is basically a space western. That's what it is, and that's what they were going for. Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau have done an awesome job with this show, period. And I do believe it had won some Emmys also. I do believe so. I think it did win some Emmys. I can't remember what for, but it did win some Emmys. But yes, love The Mandalorian. Love The Mandalorian. Old school, basically space western, lone gunslinger, out there doing the damn thing, So basically, let's just get right to it. Oh yeah, and happy Halloweenizzle. Happy Halloweenizzle. Happy Halloween, people. Normally, I'll be rocking the Star Wars shirt to represent, but it's Halloween. Got to represent that as well. Blade, yes. Going to be doing some Blade watching later on this evening and a few other movies as well to get into the spirits. So yeah, Mandalorian, first episode, badass, awesome, straight up Western. And yes, the child, that everyone's calling it Baby Yoda, took the world by storm. Everyone's loving some Baby Yoda / the child that I call it the child. Everybody's loving it. Seeing shirts and plushies and dolls and cups and bottles everywhere. Everyone's rocking it. And one of my concerns that they probably would overdo him in this season or this episode, having him doing so much or whatever. And I was surprised they kind of toned him down. They not really toned him down. They didn't do a whole lot with him. Just show a lot of his reactions. Oh, whatever, goo goo gaga stuff, whatever. But you already know what he can do. You already know what he can do, okay? He just laying in the cut this episode. He just laying in the cut, letting his boy handle business. But yeah, so and yes, spoiler review, people, spoilers, so nobody get their panties in a bunch. Yeah, this scene opens up. He's kicking with his homie. They're going to this little dark, town underground fight scene. He's trying to get some information because he got to take his boy back to his peoples. So he went to go talk to someone who knows how to find his people that can help. So he can find, help him find his people, his Mandalorian people. Because if you saw last season, his people got wrecked a bit. And they and some of them scattered. So he's got to go try to find them. So, because now he is on a new mission. He's got to get, the child to his peoples. So now he's got to find his people that can help him locate his people so he can, you get what I'm saying. So, So he goes to this little underground fight scene. A lot happening, a lot jumping off. Kind of weird to bring a child to that, but hey, you got people bringing kids to football, boxing, UFC stuff. Hey, ain't nothing they ain't seen before on television. Excuse me. Anyway, so he goes talk to this one-eyed dude. Forgot his name. I did not know. The one-eyed alien character was John Leguizamo. Huh? Right? You know, but if you're familiar with John Leguizamo's work, he is known for doing voice characters. If you saw the first Spawn movie, he was the clown. And if you're familiar with Tu Wong Fu, Julie Newmar, you know, he did that, you know, the little drag queen character. I mean, he's known for doing character voices. So, you know, I always had mad respect for John for doing that. But yeah, that was John Leguizamo. That's pretty badass. So, when they were walking into the town, now, first of all, it's a long episode, so I'm just going to be getting right to certain things because I'm not going to go bit by bit. Okay, there was a lot happening in the show, okay? And I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know there's a lot of detail, but you know what I mean. So they'll walk into the town, and there's a lot of graffiti writing on the walls and paint and stuff. And they show a lot of, like some stormtroopers. There's a few other little alien stuff. There was a Guado, the little bird flying thing from the prequel. I think there was a little painting of him on there. There was a C-3PO. There was a stormtrooper painting on the wall. A lot of murals, you know. I don't know if it was a mural, but you know what I mean. Or whatever. So I thought that was kind of cool. There were a ton of Easter egg, aka shout outs in this episode to A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. Okay, and a little bit maybe of Star Wars Rebels too. And you know, some in prequels as well. So yeah, they went to go find the dude, the alien guy. The Mandalorian needed to talk to him because he knows how to help him find his peoples. But of course, the guy was like, "Hey, you know what? We want your armor. Your armor is very valuable. Okay, you know it costs a lot. There's not many of them around that much anymore. So a Mandalorian's armor is very pricey. You know, very costly. People want that." And Mandalorian's like, "Oh, you can try if you want to, but you better recognize. Does this nigga know who I is? Does he not know who I is? Okay, you can try if you want to." So basically, and dude got him and his people because they all drew his guns on him. He was like, "Oh, all right, you were warned." Because you're forgetting the Mandalorian's a bounty hunter. Okay, he's prepared for situations like that. Okay. No, you ain't gonna get him like that. Even I almost said his name. Even the child was like, and saw one of the Mandalorian's things start lighting up. He boop, handle it. He's like, boop, handle it. Yeah, he took care of all those guys, wiped them out, and the one little alien dude tried to run, grabbed him, hoisted him upside down, and the other, "Oh, don't kill me. He's like, "You won't die by my hand, but give me the info I need. So he gave him some info where he could find a Mandalorian on Tatooine, because he's very familiar with Tatooine. He's been on Tatooine many a times, because that was in the first season when he went to Tatooine. And so as he was walking the way, the guy was screaming. He's like, "Hey, cut me down. I wasn't part of the deal." Boom, shoots out the light. And all those creatures with the red eyes that were popping up when they were walking into town, they started closing in on the dude hanging upside down. Gobble, 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 gobble. It's lunchtime or dinner time, midnight snack, whatever. So him, the child, him and his little homie, they, straight out of Compton, went to Tatooine, cruising, went to, Mos Eisley Spaceport, where they met that mechanic lady, who was played by actress, I got some notes here, Amy Sedaris, I believe that's her name. She's hilarious. I loved her to death. So basically, he's going to go back, the Mandalorians are going to go back to who he met, who he's familiar with, who he knows he could trust. And she was happy to see him, of course, and of course she was happy to see the child. And of course, the child, recognized her, and he was happy to see her. Hey, what's up, girl? What's up, girl? What's poppin'? So, um, so he told him. So he asked her, "I need to go to this place." I should have wrote it down. I forgot the name of the place that he had to go to find where there was a Mandalorian at. That he heard where there was a Mandalorian at. So she had this little droid come over, R5D4, I believe, and I believe he's a little callback to New Hope because he had a bad motivator that popped and exploded, and he was moving real slow, and she was like, "Hurry up, bring your ass on, boy." And so he popped up this map, and she showed on the map where he needs to go, but the town that he's looking for is not on the map, but it's there. So him and the child rolled out to that town on the speeder bike she still had, and he walked into town. It's a really small town, very small. So you can see it wasn't even on the map. You can see why. But it was an old mining town that got wiped out after the fall of the Empire or something like that. But it was an old mining town. They never said what they were mining, but it just said it was an old mining town. So went in there, walked into the bar. I was surprised he left the child out on the bike just chilling. But after seeing how he got down in the first season, he probably doesn't sweat the child that much anymore, worrying about him. I mean, he still is going to look after him, have his back, but he's not going to be as, coddly or, hands-on concerned as much. But he went into the bar, spoke to the bartender. I forgot the race of the bartender, too. He had the real tough skin, 3 braided dreads or whatever. But he said, "Hey, looking for a Mandalorian? Heard you say you got a Mandalorian in these parts." And he's like, "What's a Mandalorian?" Well, he looks like me. "Oh, yeah, you mean the Marshal?" So the Marshal pops in. He goes, "Hey, the Marshal's right there. Go ask him yourself." Marshal walks in, or is standing there. And the dude was real skinny, too, to be wearing. And he's wearing a Mandalorian armor that was Boba Fett's armor. It was Boba Fett's armor. Okay. Obviously, it wasn't Boba Fett because dude was way too skinny to be Boba Fett. I said, okay, that's obviously somebody who must have found it or something. So that answers everybody's question because in Return of the Jedi, Boba Fett kind of got knocked into the Sarlacc pit. Everybody, all fans for years were wondering, oh, he escaped. So obviously, he did escape somehow. So the guy was like, saw him. So the Mandalorian song was like, okay, what the hell is this? Is this a Mandalorian? But the dude ordered a drink, and I was like, whoa, okay. And the Mandalorian and the Marshal came in, ordered a drink, went to sat down, and as the Mandalorian was walking towards him, he removed his helmet. As we all know, Mandalorians don't remove their helmets, especially in public. So he was like, and I love the body acting. And I know that probably wasn't Adrian Pascal because he wasn't always there on set. So his stuntman did some of the stuff, some of the acting for him. Stood in for him. And we all know the drama, by the way, Adrian Pascal. Have you probably heard that he left the show because he basically wanted more screen time without the helmet on. But it said that he left, but he didn't. They working all that out, so he's still around. Anyway, so as the Marshal took off the Mandalorian helmet, the Boba Fett, or Boba Fake, as I heard somebody say that he was online, Boba Fake, took the helmet off. It's Timothy Oliphant. I hope I said his name right. And a great actor. He was on. I mostly remember him from that horrible It Man movie, based off the video game that he was in. God, that was a god awful movie. But he's also known from Deadwood and Injustice, I believe. And basically, he was playing one of the characters from that show in this episode, pretty much playing the same Western, because it was like a Western, basically. So, Mandalorian was like, you wearing, okay, what are you doing wearing that? You wearing Mandalorian armor, homie. You ain't from that hood, you ain't from that set. You better take it off, hand it over, or you're getting dropped, basically. And he was like, okay. let's go to it. So they about to have a good old fashioned, good, bad, and the ugly, quick draw action. But next thing you know, big old earthquake starts happening, a rumbling, and he was like, okay, hold on a second, gotta go handle something, but we gonna continue this. They both go outside basically, and there was some weird underground like rumbling going on. But obviously it was some creature underground. Some big old thing jumped up, ate one of the banthas, looked like a big ass sandworm from Dune. Which is gonna be another interesting movie when it drops later on. So basically it's a creature that basically rolls through, wrecks shop for a bit because it's also always looking for some food or whatever. So they obviously talk. Mandalorian, the Marshal talk, work something out, work out a plan, work out a deal. So they know where each other's coming from. All right, we got to kill this thing because it's tearing things up. You help me kill this, I give you your armor, basically. So they work out a deal, they work out a plan. So they basically hook up, go look for it to kill it. And he's on the speeder bike, and the Marshal is rolling a part of a pod racer from the prequel with the Phantom Menace, the kid with the pod racing. He's basically, his bike is part of a pod racer. Now, whether if it was Anakin's or not, I really doubt it because there was pod racers all over the place. And you got to remember that thing with Anakin was so long ago when as a kid. There's probably those things laying around everywhere on Tatooine. So, could have been any kind of pod racer he grabbed. So, they basically went out looking for it. They come across some Tusken Raiders, a.k.a. Sand People. And it's kind of cool how the Mandalorian's how he communicates. It's basically sign language, like they're deaf. But the Sand People are mostly a lot of grunts and growls and they all sound like they're about to throw up. We all been there. So, and it's kind of cool how they communicate. He also spoke to their dogs or whatever, too. And some people are wondering, how does a Mandalorian know how to do all that? Well, you got to remember, Mandalorian's a bounty hunter. Okay? They travel across the galaxies, doing missions and jobs and stuff. They're going to come across all types of walks of life of people. They got to know how to communicate. They're going to learn how to communicate on their missions and, adventures and whatnot. And plus, he also said at the beginning of the episode that he's been to Tatooine many a times. So obviously he knows how to communicate with them. So they work out a plan, and obviously the Tusken Raiders, they want to kill the Crate Dragon. That's what it is. They want to kill it too. So they all get together, try to go kill the Crate Dragon. They all try to do it the first time. Doesn't work because they need a lot more people. So him and Marshall go back to the town, the small town. And this is kind of a cliche too. That's another thing I realized. Big old lone gunslinger goes into a town. He needs something. He's about to go fight somebody else. But they work out some kind of deal or plan to help him and the townspeople fight off some, whether it be a creature or a bunch of raider bandits or whatever. So, but anyway, so they go back to the town to try to talk to the peoples to get them to let them know what's happening, and we're also going to be working with the Sand People. And they're like, oh hell, no, we not. And they're like, hey, they want this creature dead too. We got to do something because it's only a matter of time before this creature gets tired of eating banthas and comes after everybody. And there ain't going to be no town left. So what you want to do? So anyway, they all get together, work with the Sand People to go after the creature. And that's a very interesting battle. I love the scale. Because Jon Favreau directed this episode. And I love the scale they went with the creature. And he definitely did his IMAX thing with it as well. And the whole show was just awesome. They obviously was able to kill the creature and a bunch of other things. Interesting stuff happened. There were a lot of callbacks to Return of the Jedi when he hit the marshal in the backpack and made him go shoot off because he had the idea to kill it because they were trying to kill it with some explosives that didn't work the first time. So, but anyway, but to get to the end of the episode, when they did their job, they was able to kill the creature and all that. And as the Mandalorian was riding off into the sunset or whatnot, you see this camera pans over and you see this guy standing there with a gun, basically kind of dressed almost like a Sam person, just without the helmet. And I'm like, oh, don't tell me, don't tell me. And the dude that turns around, it's Boba Fett. Or, you know, one of the clones, you know, Jango Fett, he had all these clones that were made after his image. And, well, his son was created after his image. Okay? So obviously, but obviously, that's Boba Fett. That's Boba Fett. He survived. We all know. And it's by and the actor's name is Tamura Morrison. And I'm like, wait a minute, ain't that Aquaman's daddy? That's Aquaman's daddy. You know, that's the first thing I say, oh shit, Boba Fett and Aquaman's daddy. So that's one thing I love about these type of shows. Because a lot of actors who normally have a hard time finding work, they always find work off of shows like this. They always do. So it's kind of funny because you have all these actors that kind of rip on Star Wars and Marvel and DC movies and, oh, I always got to do these DC, all these tired, you know, we're getting tired, blah, blah, blah. Hey, these type of movies and shows help these actors who normally have a hard time finding work get work. Because some of these actors, most people have never seen before or heard of. And there's some I've seen before but didn't really know their names. Like the dude that's playing, you know, Jango Fett / Boba Fett or whatever. I've seen him before around for a long time, but I never really knew his name. Until he really started, you know, getting stepped up in the acting game because of shows like this or whatever. So, but anyway, yes, I know. I told you I was going to be all over the place. It was going to be short. It wasn't going to go into a lot of detail. But first episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, awesome. Love it to death. It's going to be badass. Oh, this whole season's going to be badass. Because there's a lot more to show. There's a lot more that's going to be going on. And you know, let me know what you think. You know, jot down your thoughts of the episode, what you like, anything I might have missed or stepped over, you know, or forgotten. And it's obviously Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni did their homework, you know, took their notes from the first season and what they're going to do this season. Whether something they forgot to do in the first season or didn't do right, they're going to get it right this season or do way better or take it up another level. It's going to be phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. So, let me know your thoughts on The Mandalorian Season 2, the episode called The Marshal. So, this has been Hitman Thornton, your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist with an attitude. And always remember, stay zen as fuck. I'm all happed up and I'm wired. Boy, I don't care. I'm having a good time. Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween. Be careful and enjoy yourselves tonight. All right? Peace out, bitches. And remember, stay zen as fuck.